How are you? This is the reading for Tuesday. So I hope your week's starting off okay. Sending you lots of love wherever you are on Gaia. And we'll just start going into the energy. So just take a couple of minutes to take a couple of deep breaths. Pull back from the matrix. Let's just go into spirit. Going deeper into spirit now. And just asking what message we have. Okay. So you've got here the Ace of Cups, which means this is the beginning of a more emotionally contented period of your life, which is very nice. It means that you're also becoming more psychic, more intuitive. So you might be picking up on things about people or situations that previously you were a bit blocked and you couldn't really see things very clearly. But you'll be getting a bit more clarity now, and you'll be able to sort of see through things and sense things. And you may even get psychic premonitions or visions, that type of thing. You might just have like an inner knowing about something. It is also, like I said, the beginning of you being more emotionally happy and content. So this is lovely for our soul family, because we have been through quite a testing time the last sort of couple of years. And I'd say particularly the last 5 to 6 years have been testing for our soul family. But Spirit is basically letting us know that we are happier now, and this is a new beginning for us to be more content. Also, there could be new love on the cards for some of us, because Ace of Cups can mean new love. Okay, now you might be thinking about dating, you might be thinking about meeting people, or you might just be thinking about self-love. That's fine too. Now, your person, well, no, this is to do with you, sorry. God help me. It's Monday morning when I'm recording this, so give me some understanding. Right, this card means that you might feel a bit fed up. You might feel a bit fed up as you're starting the week. You know, you might sort of know on the one hand that you are entering a new period of your life where you're happier, but there might be one particular thing that's kind of getting you down, you know, or maybe even 3 things. There could be 3 areas of your life that kind of, you know, are worrying you. Spirit is handing you this cup, and you have got this cup here. Yeah, Spirit is directly handing you the Ace of Cups. So try not to think negatively about different areas of your life, all right? Because what's happening is probably, and this does happen, when things are going quite well or improving, because your ego isn't used to that happening, it will try to sabotage, and that's what self-sabotage is. You know, the ego will try to create a drama or try to attack you even when things are going well, which is bizarre, but it really does happen. And it's just because the mind is full of these kind of karmic patterns that want to stay on that lower vibration, you know? So that's why the Zen masters and the gurus in India, you know, they sit very still, and they can look quite stern, because what they're doing is their consciousness is shining so strongly to ward off the old negative ego thoughts. Do you see what I mean? So you know, Spirit is basically saying to you, like, try to think positive and try not to engage with any negative thoughts as you start this week off, because, you know, actually this is definitely a happier chapter for you. And just keep centering yourself in Spirit, because remember, the Ace of Cups is also to do with a deeper spiritual connection. So Spirit wants you to stay centered in Spirit. Spirit is love, God is love. Like, if I mention gods, I'm not talking about Christianity. That's something that really does annoy me. People always think that, and God is just another name for our Creator. But stay centered on our Creator. Stay centered in your spirit, in your soul, because honestly, this is a happier chapter for you now, and you don't want to allow. What you want to do is just allow the old karmic negative thought patterns to just die off. And there's a lot of research now, scientifically, isn't there, about these neuro pathways, that if you don't engage with them, they just die off. And that basically, they're karmic patterns in the brain, in the mind, that just will die off if you don't engage with them, because Spirit is 100% sending us something really good at the moment. We are feeling more emotionally content and happy. Let's have a look at what's going on with your person. Ah, dear. Let's see what we get. Go into Spirit. Spirit, please show us what's going on with our person. What do we need to know about them? This could be anyone in your life. Family member, friend, lover, anyone. Let's see what we get for them. There we go. Okay, your person is thinking about you and watching you. They might be watching you online, or they might just be thinking about you. They're also thinking about what they're doing. They're thinking about their purpose. They're now on a better basis, and we keep getting this come up again and again and again. It's like literally almost every reading they get a 3, which means that they're sort of still at the beginning of their journey, but they're in a better, they either get a 3 or a 4 in the tarot. You know, they're in a much better place than they used to be. You know, they've got focus, they've got drive, they've got determination, they've got a positive path ahead. You know, they might not be like that all the time. They're still quite shaky, because they are, this is a 3, so a 3 is not actually even a 4, but they usually get 3 or 4s. You know, that they might have someone helping them, which is great if they have, but in any case, they're setting off positive this week. They did have a bit of mental health over the weekend, I think, or maybe Monday, but things are starting to improve. Let's have a look what your person's thinking. So just ask Spirit now to show us what our person's thinking, please. Okay, they're saying you're worth more to me than I let on. So there might be reasons why your person doesn't really open up to you about what you mean to them, or they don't necessarily always show you what you mean to them. So it's kind of, it depends on your situation, depends on the type of relationship it is, you know, but they don't show you how much you mean to them, you know, and I feel it's for different reasons. Like, for example, it's not necessarily because they don't care about you, but it's because I think they have got mental health problems from what I get shown. I think that they struggle to cope with life. They don't cope as well as they try to show everyone. This person tries to be tough or tries to show people they're coping when they're not. And basically, you can be on the brunt of that sometimes. Do you see what I mean? And that is hard, isn't it? It's hard for us to be on the receiving end of it, because you do want to show them how much you mean to them. You do try to be consistent and all the rest of it. But what you've got to remember is your person is putting on a bit of a front to try and cope with life, because they're not really coping. That, you know, they're right at the beginning. They're definitely doing better than they were, but they're sort of on their own journey, or their own sort of mission, if you like. So they sort of, they might hold back from telling you how they feel, but equally they might just not be able to always show you how they feel because of the fact they've got their own struggles. Do you see what I mean? Let's have a look at this deck, True Love Oracle. I forgot to do a love card in the Monday reading, so I'm sorry about that. I was like, oh my god. I thought something was missing from that reading, and then I realised what it was. So just go deeper into Spirit now. And we just ask Spirit to show us what the love message is for Tuesday. Thank you. Oh, luminosity. Okay. You're being illuminated. Let's have a look at the meaning of that card, because that doesn't really say an awful lot. I mean, luminous, if you're luminous, you're shining, aren't you, really? So I'll probably go with that. Yeah, glowing. It is a divine feminine energy that you're giving off. Or maybe you're attracted to a divine feminine energy. So oh, it takes patience, apparently. Apparently it takes patience to be luminous. It's in the divine feminine energy. So you've got somebody here that's very, very patient to embody their feminine. So either that's you or it's your person. And the Spirit is saying to do things for yourself that make you shine. Okay. So Spirit is helping you to really shine at the moment. You're shining more than you realise. You may be attracted to somebody who really does shine, who's really in their feminine energy. But equally, you're shining. You're very attractive at the moment. I'm sure we had an attraction card last week. So you are attracting things to you, like opportunities, people, situations, things that you would like. And patience, like, you know, Spirit is helping you to be patient. And that's important, so that you flow with the divine plan, you know, in the natural way. And things do generally take a bit longer than we'd like in the physical reality, you know. Like, we can feel it in spirit, can't we? Because we're sensitive as a soul family. We can feel when things are meant for us. But divine feminine energy in the physical reality is about patience. Okay, so let's have a look at the Cosmic Magic Oracle for an astrology card. So we go back into Spirit and we're just asking Spirit for an astrology message, please. Oh, okay, we've got Pluto again. I think we had that last week sometime. Transformation. You're going through a transformation, and maybe that's why Spirit is saying about being patient. You know, you've got to allow yourself to shine out your true energy so that you will attract what's meant for you, and you will go through a natural transformation, because that's what Pluto's about. So you can probably sense this is happening, and it might be bringing up different things for you, like sometimes maybe a bit of fear, sometimes worry, anxiety, sometimes, you know, excitement because it feels right. You know the transformation you're going through is going to happen, and you sense it is happening, and that's also quite, you know, exciting because it's something you've wanted for quite a long time, you know. So Spirit is helping you with some kind of ending and a transformation into the new. Spirit is helping you with that, and Spirit's giving you the patience and also helping you to shine so that your natural energy will emanate out and sort of help this transformation happen. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to the Archangel Oracle. Let's see what message we get from the angels. So we just connect with angels of 100% pure light and archangels. We just ask the angels to come closer to us now and give us a message. What are they helping us with, please? Okay, you've got here teaching and learning. Keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. So that might be quite literal for you. You might be a teacher or somebody that passes on information to others in some sort of way, or ideas, creativity, you see what I mean? But equally, it could just be about your learning, that, you know, the angels are helping you learn at the moment. So see it like that, you know, see it that you are in a process of learning certain things, and you're going to be doing research or maybe talking to other people or whatever you're doing to learn about something that you want to happen. And it's a process, you know, so it's not anything to be frightened of or worried about, because you're in a process that takes a bit of time. And, you know, each step of the way you will learn, and then it will make more sense what you're going through and what you're doing. So the angels are helping you with that, which is brilliant. Okay, let's see what your spirit guides are helping you with. So we just go back into spirit now. Just ask our spirit guides to come closer to us now and help us with whatever message they've got for us, please. Okay, this is interesting because this is sort of following on from the idea of patience. No one said this whole life. No one said this whole life thing was a race. Okay, it's okay to slow down. Sorry, I'm trying to read it backwards. It's not very easy. It's okay to slow down. Yeah, it's okay to slow down. So there's no pressure on you. There's no rush. You're learning a lot. You're going through a transformation. You're learning about your own energy and how to shine out your own energy so that you can attract what it is you want, so that you're in alignment and you're moving in the right direction towards what you want. It's like a co-creation with spirit. You take inspired action as you receive the energy from spirit, and so you're working together with spirit to create something in your life. And it's not a race. It's better not to rush it, is what spirit's saying. Allow it to unfold naturally. But you are receiving inspired impulses from spirit, so when you get an inspired impulse, that is brilliant, because that is spirit talking to you, isn't it? Saying, right, this is what you're gonna want, or this is what you're gonna do. But sometimes you've got to have patience of how you're actually going to do it, or when you're actually going to do it. There's no rush, there's no pressure on you to hurry it up, because you're learning all the time, and we've got Pluto energy, and remember Pluto's, I'm sure is the furthest out in the solar system, so that's why it takes a while. So no rush, patience. Your spirit guides are saying to you, the slower you go, the better, which I think's great, because I'm a slow person anyway. But when I was going through all my mental health problems, I sort of kept doing things very impulsively, because I do have a very impulsive nature. And I made loads of decisions that kept going wrong. So it is better to slow everything down. And that's kind of what Spirit's helping. Spirit's helping you to do this slowly for a reason, So don't get disheartened, basically. Okay, because you have got here, this is being handed to you from Spirit, this opportunity for your happiness. It really is. It really is. And it's coming in. There's no doubt about it. Don't doubt it. Let's have a look at what your person in spirit is saying. So we just ask our loved ones in spirit to come closer to us now. We can feel your energy. We hope you're doing well. Thank you for helping us with things. Okay. Oh, this is nice. This is really nice. Your loved one in spirit is saying you are never alone. Okay. So that is confirmation from your loved one in spirit. You are never alone. It may sometimes feel like that, and it may sometimes feel a bit scary in this matrix. It can feel quite big and scary, this matrix, but you're never alone. Spirit is with you. Your spirit guides, your angels, your loved ones in spirit, and of course our creator God. Your loved one in spirit is also saying you have nothing to feel guilty about, so don't feel guilty, because I have a new understanding. They know stuff we don't know. All right, so if you've done anything recently that you felt a bit guilty about, or if you've had some guilt coming up, you don't need to, because your loved one in spirit is saying, honestly, they see things from a totally different perspective. All right, so thank you to our loved one in spirit for that lovely message, because that is really helpful. So I'll just go through the reading again for you. You might be feeling, on the one hand, very content and happy, knowing you're in a happier period of your life. But on the other hand, you're a bit worried or fed up with a couple of situations. Spirit is saying, please don't doubt or get fed up, because honestly, 100% Spirit is handing you really a much better time now. More happiness, more contentment, more fulfillment, and also quite possibly for us in this soul family, deeper psychic intuitions. Yeah, you're going to be seeing things with much more clarity. It's like the veil is lifting and you'll be seeing things that you just couldn't see before. Now, your person is thinking about you or watching you. Depends. Depends. If they're not online, then they're probably just thinking about you. They're focusing on their own path. They're really trying to put their best foot forward at the moment. You know, they might be a bit hyper-focused on things sometimes, and they might not always really show you how much you mean to them. You do mean a hell of a lot to this person. Don't ever doubt that, because you do. But this person hasn't got a very good emotional capacity, or maybe they don't have a very good mental capacity. So they don't always have the ability to show you what you mean to them because of their own things they're working on. But it's not personal against you. Spirit is helping you to really shine at the moment. You are shining, right? You are attracting. You are becoming more patient. And you are learning to go with the flow of the divine plan, which is fantastic. You know, that is fantastic, because it means you're going to take less wrong paths and you're going to flow with the divine plan. You are going through a transformation, a significant transformation at the moment. It is about some kind of ending and some kind of new beginning for you, but it's really to do with your own inner transformation that's happening. And don't worry if it's going to take a bit of time, you know, a bit of patience, you know, because you're learning all the time. The angels are saying that you are learning all the time. And the learning you're going to do at each step, you see, helps you move to the next step. So it's okay to slow down. It's not a race, your spirit guides are saying. Just take your time with it. No pressure. Take the pressure off. Any pressure is coming from ego. Okay, just centre ourselves back in spirit. Back in God. Just centre ourselves. And what will happen. Ramana Maharshi, one of the Indian gurus, he used to say, whatever is meant to happen will happen. So allow God to be the doer. Now, your loved one in spirit is sending you a special message, because you may have felt a little bit alone or scared lately. Your loved one in spirit is saying you are never alone. They are here for you, helping you. They don't want you to feel guilty about anything, okay? Because they have a new understanding, and they understand everything, basically. From where they are, they understand everything. All right, so guilt is unnecessary, is what they're saying. So that is the message. So I hope that was helpful for your Tuesday. We're still beginning the week. I had a very quiet weekend, couldn't believe it. Really quiet. Very nice to have a quiet weekend, because I was quite run down and stressed out last week. And to be honest with you, the last 2 weeks I have found, for some reason, very full on. There's been loads of things that I've had to do, and I was definitely feeling tested mentally the last couple of weeks. So I needed a quiet weekend, if you know what I mean. But it was almost a little bit too quiet a couple of times, you know, and I got a little bit of that feeling, you know, like a bit alone. But I did talk to Spirit, actually. I did talk to Spirit, and I did create space for Spirit within that, to sort of say, like, I know you are helping me. So, and I did end up having quite a realisation off the back of that, actually. I did end up having quite a big realisation over the weekend. So sometimes Spirit creates space, doesn't it, and puts us on our own, because that's when we have these big realisations that we need to help us refocus. So, you know, overall it was a good weekend because I needed the rest. I definitely needed a rest, and obviously I had this realisation, but there's no rush. That's the most important thing to remember. There's no rush with any of this. That's what this reading is saying. Just totally chill out. Just take everything one step at a time. So yeah, so we're into a new week, and I've got my autistic parenting course again tomorrow morning, so I'm going to see how that goes, because I have been finding that quite hard. I'm not going to lie, it's 2 hours, it's a bit too much for me. I find it too long. So I'm going to see how that goes tomorrow. But I am feeling more positive since my daughter's school's been a lot more supportive lately. So I do feel a lot more positive about that. So perhaps I might enjoy the course more tomorrow, you know, because I'm not feeling so worried anymore. Because that's all we need, isn't it? We just need support. And when we get the right support, it does alleviate the anxiety or the depression. I need to contact this lady that I had contact with before about therapy, or like for autistic people. So I need to contact her and get that booked in. That's something that I need to do. And there's a couple of other things I need to do. I'm actually meeting up with someone for lunch who used to be one of my original customers when I was an angel worker, because that's how I started off working with Spirit, through angels. And I did angel card readings and angelic Reiki and angel meditations. And that is all I did for, I don't know, I don't know how many years it was, but it would have been the first, like, 3 years or something that I did my spiritual work. It was maybe about the first 3 or 4 years, I think, just angels. And that's when I met her, and I did a reading for her, and I did a few readings for her. And she was one of my first ever customers, and that's going back 15 years ago, or probably wouldn't have been 15 years ago, but it's going back about probably about 10 or 12 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, something like that. So it's quite nice to see. I haven't seen her for ages, so, you know, we're going to meet up, and I'm just going to do some work and stuff that I've got to do, really. So should be good. So I'm sending you lots of love and peace wherever you are on Gaia. I hope you're having a good start to your week. And if you're not, just remember, you're not alone. Okay, and also there's no rush. Let's chill. Let's remember we're starting off a much happier period of time now. Okay, so sending you lots of love, and I will see you tomorrow.